In the last year and a half, I've sold over $250,000 on Etsy using a print-on-demand business model. And if I were to start completely from scratch, I would do things a little bit differently. Many of the things that I want to share with you in this video are the things that I wish I would have done from the beginning in setting up my shop in the right way, and also having the right strategy to scale my shop a lot faster. I am actually in the process right now of building a brand new print-on-demand business on Etsy. If you haven't seen my last video, I'll link it up in the cards above. But I didn't want to just make this video and not really practice what I preach. So the strategies that I'm sharing in this video, these are the exact same strategies that I am using and implementing as I am growing this new print-on-demand shop. If you are interested in following along in that process and the growth of that new shop, definitely be sure to boop the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. On my channel, I love talking about all things print-on-demand, passive income, and entrepreneurship. So if any of those things interest you, I invite you to join the community, turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss out on any future videos. The first thing that I would do differently, and I'm doing differently in my brand new shop, is having a clear focus. Now, this is definitely easier said than done, having a clear focus. When you're first starting print on demand, and when I first was starting with my print on demand business, I wouldn't even know how to determine a clear focus. I didn't know what to focus on. I was just going with whatever random advice I could find online, and it worked to some extent. The common advice that I saw online was to start by just chasing holidays, creating designs for things like Christmas, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. The issue that I found with this is that I felt like a hamster on a wheel. I felt like I was always just chasing what was next, and it led to a lot of burnout. So instead, having a clear focus, I think I would have been able to scale a lot faster, and that's actually what I'm doing in my new shop. I am choosing to be more niche specific in my new shop, focusing on one of the niches that I've seen a lot of success with and targeting that niche on multiple different product types. Another approach to this could be having a more product specific shop. This would be a type of shop that is focused on one product category and explores multiple different niches. This is loosely the type of shop that I tried to start with. However, I got a little bit excited when it came to product types, and I started with apparel, but also dabbled into multiple other product types, which honestly ended up being a waste of time because apparel ended up being really my big seller in my first shop. If I would have focused all of my time and energy into just focusing on apparel, I believe I would have been able to see a lot more success with the listings that I was creating. So hopefully the takeaway here is that having some type of focus can really help you just laser down on what is and what isn't working so that you're able to scale faster. The other component of having a clear focus and what I would do differently is to establish a really strong brand in my storefront. Having a really strong brand image isn't necessarily for you to be known as that brand on a platform like Etsy. However, it can really elevate the perceived value of what you're selling in your Etsy shop. My long-term goal with my brand new shop is to eventually bring these products and this shop and brand to Shopify and actually have my own website. I think this is a really great thing to keep in mind if you are looking to start a print-on-demand business on Etsy. Etsy is a really great place where you can kind of get a proof of concept. You can get an idea of what types of products sell, what types of designs sell. They already have the customer base there for you, and it's also a significantly lower barrier of entry. There's just a one-time $15 fee to get signed up and sell on Etsy. But I also think it is an excellent goal to eventually move off of Etsy and have your own website. Now, this is something that if you would have asked me a year ago, if I were ever going to be interested in having a Shopify store, having my own website, I would have told you no, not at all, because there is a lot that does go into having a Shopify store. You have to do marketing, you have to drive traffic to that Shopify store. You can't just open up your own website and then magically have traffic come to it. There is different elements to that side of having a business online. But it is definitely something that is doable, and it's something that I'm interested in learning more about, and it's one of the things that I want to focus on as I'm building this new brand and eventually teeter its way over to Shopify. My strategy in actually making this transition later on is to really hone in on my branding on Etsy. I am going to be utilizing the branded inserts that are available with Printify. This insert is something that can be included in the products that you're shipping out to your customers. There is a fee to have these inserts, but I think the return on investment can be really valuable if you're using these inserts in the best way possible. How I'm going to be using mine are I am adding a QR code where customers who receive an order from my shop, they're going to be able to scan that QR code to join my email list. Having an email list is going to help that transition later on when I'm looking to start driving traffic to my own website. A really easy way to start an email list is with Everbee. With Everbee, you have the ability to grow an email list all the way up to 250 contacts for free. In addition to using the branded inserts for growing my email list, I'm also going to use them to incentivize customers to make repeat purchases on my Etsy shop. I'm going to be just putting a little promo code on that insert to hopefully get those customers to become repeat buyers in my shop. The next thing that I would do differently is treating my business like a business from the beginning. What that means to me is just making sure that I am using the right tools, tracking all of my income and expenses for my business in the right way, because this just saves you a huge headache down the line when it comes to taxes, when it comes to profitability of your business, and making sure that you're creating something that is not only bringing in income and revenue, but you're also profiting in your business so that you can scale long term. Something that I recently started using with my first shop is Profit Tree. If you are not familiar with Profit Tree, it is an automated Etsy profit tracking system. It will track in real time as an order comes through exactly how much money that you made profit on that order. It syncs with your Etsy account as well as with Printify or Printful if you're using Printful for your fulfillment. Here's just a glimpse of what it looks like. I'm currently logged into my Profit Tree account for my original shop. So I've pulled up the product reports just for the last 30 days to take a look at the listings that I have sold and what the profitability of those listings are. Looking at this listing, I can see that this listing has sold 5 times in the last 30 days. This is up 25% compared to the last period where it only sold 4 times. Overall, my net sales for this specific listing are $147.80 minus my cost of goods sold, which was $53.80. I can see all of the operating expenses associated with these orders. If I actually hover over, I can see a breakdown. I can see the transaction fees, processing fees, listing fees, shipping costs. All in all, it cost $38.33 in operating expenses for these 5 orders. My operating profit is $55.67, which means my profit margin for these 5 items that have sold in my shop was around 38%. And overall, I have about a 60% return on investment. You can see this data for all of the listings that are selling in your shop in real time. So as I make another sale, I can immediately log into Profit Tree and see this exact breakdown. And aside from just looking at individual listings, you can also go to your dashboard and break down your shop for any given time period. For example, here I'm showing yesterday. I can see that my net sales in my shop yesterday were $307.14. You can see the breakdown if I hover over all of that information right here. Overall, yesterday, my cost of goods sold was $112.92. I had $92.33 of operating expenses, which led to an overall operating profit of $101.89. I will put a link as well as a discount for Profit Tree in the description if you're interested in trying it out for your shop. So what I'm choosing to do differently here is really understanding the numbers behind my shop from day one so that I'm able to make more data-driven decisions to not only understand the profitability of my shop, but also so that I can make decisions as to what to focus more of my time and energy towards. If I'm able to identify listings that are much more profitable for me from the beginning, I'm going to be able to refocus both my energy and my time into creating more listings like those that I'm seeing with high profitability and a high return on investment. Next thing that I'm choosing to do differently is to focus on more custom products. My original shop, I would say, is about 10% custom. There's some custom listings in it, but it never really was a primary focus of that shop. And so with this new shop and just with a new shop in general, I think a really great strategy is to focus on personalized or custom products. This is something that I was honestly completely turned off from doing when I first started print on demand because it is time consuming to create personalized and custom products. Not necessarily to list them, but to fulfill those types of orders when they come through. Because typically what it requires is taking the graphic that is personalized, custom, and changing the maybe name, a date, something of that nature on it so that it matches what the customer has requested. That is something that is very tedious and takes a lot of time to do. However, the reason that I'm choosing to focus on this in my new shop and would encourage a new shop to focus on personalized or custom products is because, one, there is a ton of demand for these types of products. And with Etsy, demand ultimately drives sales. So if there's nobody searching for or looking for the type of product that you're selling, you're typically not going to sell a lot of products. Just taking the words personalized or custom and pairing them with a product type, there is already tons of demand, such as a personalized phone case or a custom blanket. Personalization is now a lot easier to actually do because there are tools like Hello Custom that actually can automate personalization for you. That is what I am planning to do with my new shop so that I can have a little bit more of a competitive advantage and have those products in my shop that I know there is already demand for. Hello Custom can automate names, dates, and locations. So when I have a design and I add one or a few of those components to it, I can actually sync that design with Hello Custom. So when I receive an order for a personalized product on Etsy, Hello Custom is going to read that order and actually change the design file so that it matches what the customer is looking to personalize in that design. I've already done this in my existing shop for some of my custom products that I offer. This is what it actually looks like in Hello Custom. So when I have a design that is looking to be approved, it'll pop up just like so. And all I have to do is just scan the design with my eyeballs, click approve, and then it's going to send it over to Printify to then make and ship the order for me. If you are interested in adding more personalized products to your shop, I will be sure to link Hello Custom down below as well. One of the things that I love about print on demand and starting a print on demand business is it is truly not one size fits all. There is not one magic strategy out there that exists that everybody follows, and it is the magic map to success. If that were the case, everybody would follow that same magic map and everybody would have the results that they're looking to have. But that is just not the case. And honestly, I think that's one of the greatest things about print on demand because there's so many different paths to success and how you can start and scale your own print on demand business. These are some of the things that I am making a focus in my strategy as I'm starting a brand new shop. And I'm sure that there are more strategies and ideas that I will have down the line that I'll start implementing into this new shop to continue to grow it as well, which of course I'll share in any updates that I make about that new shop as I'm growing it. Let me know in the comments down below if you are going to implement any of these strategies in your print-on-demand business. And as always, I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next one.